But today, we are slightly moving the camera.
Trying.
Getting a better angle. Oh, a little down a little bit? Yeah, okay.
Oh, earthquake, everybody.
Whoop.
Earthquake.
Tonight we are here to pick some of the greats. Two of the greats.
Yes.
Among the first two inductees into the official Easy Allies Hall of the Greats.
Greats.
Wild Griffalo just straight up sub, so I think it's time to do it. You ready?
Yeah, all right.
You're a subscriber now.
So we'll
Thanks, Blood.
that timing was pretty good.
That was good, Blood.
We're going to deliver speeches, maximum 7 minutes. If it's 1 minute, that's a low effort.
My speech was going to be one word.
Yeah, don't do that.
We gotta feel emotion.
Kyle.
Make a case. Yeah.
Does it matter how fast I speak?
No.
Okay.
If you want to talk slow, Don, I trust you.
That
just threw up all my expectations right
I'm filling that 7 minutes, baby.
Filibuster.
Okay, so first up is, we'll see. Boop. Huber, Michael Huber. Let me raise him up to Ian's eye level.
So he's here on the couch. We're pretending
You're on
that
the
he's
couch
here with us.
Okay.
Resident Evil has some of the best heroes and villains in the history of video games. Albert Wesker, always on the top of the list, always in the conversation for best video game villain of all time. Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Leon Kennedy. I know he's not a Resident Evil remake, but Jill and Chris, always on the list of best heroes in video game history. Just extremely memorable characters. I dream about Resident Evil Remake, and that speaks volumes to the quality of the game. I ask, and of course, who can forget? Who can forget that? And is it still just as good now as the day it came out?
Whoa, he just ends it there?
Love it.
Whoa!
I have an extreme problem in awarding one of the first games to go in the Hall of the Greats a second chance. A game that, well, yeah, that game's great. They already made it. And then they made a director's cut of it. And then they made it again. So to be like, oh, this game is so polished, it's so great, the story is so refined. It's like, well, yeah, it's a third time they've told it.
Like Petrus of Thurlin, a man from the Way of White Covenant, who's making himself out to be a holy, higher-than-higher being, super great guy. Just kidding. He's a dick, and he backstabs people. Don't trust that guy. Dark Souls 1, my nominee. It's one of the greats, right? You know? It's gotta be.
But my pick for this evening is going to be Metal Gear Solid. Just probably one of the greatest stealth action games. One of the best stories, great voice work, great writing, serious story, soundtrack and writing and voice work, the stealth mechanics, and again, the music, even for that game, was so good. I mean, come on, Psycho Mantis, read your mind, those mind tricks, moving your controller, the whole, gotta plug the controller into port 2. Oh, every boss battle is gonna, like, Revolver Ocelot, just, like, the whole gun shootout. And when it came out, it was just, just in non-stop memorable moments. Gray Fox, Hurt Me More, and great gameplay, great combat. Jeez, like, even Vulcan Raven, Sniper Wolf, the sniper duel, but again, going back to those options, like just those boss battles, and then the story, and great gameplay, great combat, great boss battles. Story is so good. Showdown with with Snake and Liquid, and fight with Liquid on top of Rex, fight with Metal Gear Rex. Yeah, and just for the time, like, that is my pick. So I will see you all later.
You just described the entire game.
Count the so's.
Yeah.
You go under the car, you go under the truck. There's that part of the warehouse where you can't use weapons and
The
it's
sniping
green.
part is good.
Although, personally, what it stands for gets really weird and muddy at the end. I don't know.
Weird and muddy.
What does the story or?
Yeah, once it tries,
mean
yeah,
what?
once it tries to prove its point, it does kind of lose me, honestly.
All right, we need to settle this. This needs to be a video.
It feels
The
heavy-handed.
Gulf
I guess.
War. Do you mean the Gulf War babies?
That's a real part of it. Okay.
Brendan, you want to go first?
Sure.
Oh, nice.
I would like to propose a video game called GoldenEye 007
Whoa!
for the Nintendo 64. Without question, one of the greatest games that has ever been created.
Jones, how can we justify putting this game into the Hall of Greats when there are games with a right analog stick and a game with a keyboard and mouse?
You can shoot a gun out of a guy's hand, by the way.
This is true.
I lost my notes.
The plan is working. I destroyed and ate his notes. My game shall reign
I get
victorious.
to pick both games.
Both games.
I ate his votes.
The game I am proposing for the Easy Allies Hall of Greats is Mega Man Legends. Allies, I think it's time for this game to be recognized as one of the greats. We need to prop this game up. The faces in this game alone qualify it as one of the greats. If you look at a screenshot, I don't care what you're looking at. That is a gorgeous screenshot. Google any screenshot. Currently, I don't see any Zelda games nominated. And we're going to need something from the adventure genre. Mega Man Legends is easily the greatest adventure game we're talking about tonight. There's a can you can kick into a trash can, or you can also kick it behind the shop. You can kick it behind the shop. It's very fun. You cannot control the camera with the right analog stick. You do have to use L1 and R1 to change directions that you're looking in. You get used to it. You get used to it. The ancillary characters. 20 seconds. Oh, okay. Nope. No more things. I just want to say, Mega Man Legends, let's give it one. We have the power to give it one. Let's let Mega Man Legends into the Easy Allies Hall of Greats. Thank you, Allies.
I want to hear Kyle pitch this game
Yeah.
for the next 3 years. I want just like a whole different Mega Man Legends approach. 4 months.
Yeah.
Let's give
And
it
then
one.
like
This
4
is
months
terrible.
after that.
For
about
this
game
reason
whenever
alone,
possible.
we cannot give it one.
Q&As were specifically supposed to be about the game and not about the person, but
I think you were saying you get used to it. You do, but I would never say that it feels good. That's not how I want to.
I've had a
feel that
sliver in
video
my
game.
toe for a week that I've gotten used to.
Like I wouldn't say the popularity vote makes one game better over another. But
Wow.
we'll talk about.
Okay. All right, who's up next?
Let me get mine out of the way.
Yes.
I'll tell you the first surprise. This is how I know no one will see this one coming. It's something from this century.
Is that the first?
I believe so. The first game I've ever recommended from this century.
Okay.
The game I chose is the best open world
Whoa!
ever created in a game. The first moment that they release me from the missions and I'm free, I just head out on the open ocean, southeast, as fast as I can go, okay? Black Flag is the game, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Don. Yes.
What I did was I left the story mission behind as fast as I possibly could, and I just headed southeast into the ocean. And I spent, I want to say maybe like a week of real time, like in reality, checking out the ocean and the islands and the places I could go. Now, there are dozens and dozens of islands that you can't get on. They're inaccessible. They seem inaccessible. I didn't know they were inaccessible when I first started playing it. So I spent a couple days of real world time just floating around all these random islands, looking with my periscope at them, trying to find access points. Now, to this day, I probably couldn't tell you really what the story was about, other than I believe the character I was supposed to be was Captain Kenway, but I was Captain Don in this for the entirety of the game. I found a small little spit of land, just a little piece of sand with a rock, a single palm tree, and I got to the island, and I started walking around, and there was nothing there. There was not a buried treasure, there wasn't any icon, there was absolutely nothing on the island, and I was like, this is perfect. When I got home after work, I stayed on this tiny little island that was only maybe 50 feet long. I swam, I rotated the camera, and I'm sitting there on this desert island playing this, and I'm thinking, how ironic is it that if I were really on a desert island right now in real life, this is what I'd want to be doing. I'd want to be playing as this character on a desert island while I'm actually on a desert island with nothing to do. So it's really bizarre that way. Let me look back here to see some other reasons why this is a Hall of Greats. When I was almost done with the game, some event popped up. I accidentally pressed the button, and it warped me across the entire side of the map after I'd spent like 6 months traveling everywhere in real time. I mean, I'd walk. When I would get onto land, I would walk. I wouldn't run anywhere. Once I jumped across the map, it changed the game forever. It'd be like, you know, it's bizarre. It'd be like us in reality, and suddenly you're like, blink your eyes and you're across the city. You'd never forget that. And it would kind of ruin a lot of things for you. You'd want that fast travel system then. Let me see if there's any last notes here. I don't remember what that's in reference to.
Oh my god!
Don, are you suggesting that we, your allies,
Yes.
should ignore the animus sections of this Assassin's Creed game?
Oh, I was afraid you'd bring that up. Yes. These were depressing moments when the game would pull you out of the Caribbean and suddenly I'd be back in this office building walking around. Man, was that misery. That was just absolute misery.
Yeah, my pick is for the first nominee from my side is Super Metroid. I'd also say it is probably the best representation of Samus. You know, and you see her in a swimsuit or whatever that she has to wear under the power suit, but it's not there to be like extra sexy or anything like that. It's just the reality of of what she's wearing, and so she's just like a really great hero to look up to.
This is a real hard game to say anything bad about.
It's
like, what
what you say about it?
Yeah, I mean, I actually think holding a shoulder button was actually it was a good solution.
And it's something also like, someone that's never played Super Nintendo would immediately be able to appreciate that mechanic and be fine with it, whereas if they're playing GoldenEye, they'd be like, they'd be like, what the heck is going on with the C button,
That's our time. I really feel bad that we go back to GoldenEye whenever we want to make a case for why our game is really
talking about
Who wants to go next?
I'll go. Viewers, panel, it is irrefutable that Street Fighter 2, and by extension, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the best version of Street Fighter 2, is one of the greats. You cannot argue against this. It wins on every single front. Orange-haired beast that rolls around, electrocutes enemies, he's insane. He jumps on your face and he bites you. That's a character in this game. Chun-Li stage, going to China, just seeing everything that's happening. You don't even have to have people fight. Just look at that stage. That's entertainment in and of itself. And I'm not done. It's a miracle. It doesn't even seem possible by human beings. That is my case for why Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is one of the greats.
What's a good counter to Sagat? If I was picking Sagat, what character would you pick?
Blocking.
Okay. Blocking's a good character.
I remember him.
What is the message of Street Fighter 2?
Kyle, I was going to bring up story and I was going to bring up context and I forgot.
I fell into your honey trap.
You fell right in.
Our last game. Our last nominee.
Oh,
Sorry.
this is intense. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here I go. Bloodborne.
Whoa. Go ahead, Jones.
So, do games that have lip syncing, are those not great?
Oh my god.
Ian made a statement saying it brings everything together from games that are great.
Yeah.
So, by that rationale, games that have lip syncing are not great. Games where
That's not
games where
that's not how. That's
games
not
where
how,
NPCs have animation, not great.
No. PlayStation 4
I
Pro
can't
upgrade.
look at this game.
PlayStation 4 Pro boost patch fixes it.
It's not going to fix frame pacing issues.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going to fix chromatic aberration.
It fixes the frame. It fixes the frame
Wait,
rate.
isn't the chromatic aberration just a style choice?
Chromatic aberration.
I don't remember chromatic aberration.
Isn't that like a boss in Bloodborne? The chromatic aberration?
Yeah, they pronounce it aberration. But yeah, Bloodborne's great. I don't even remember what you did. Oh, right. Yeah. No, that's not going to
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow, the shades. Talk about the process and like things that...
I didn't mean that to be shady. I was just like remembering.
You know, everyone always complained that there were a lot of glitches in that game, but I didn't come across many. But when I did finally come across one, it was so exciting because it was when I was just looking at stuff with my periscope, and suddenly I saw a ship like going super fast, floating above the horizon. And I was like, "Oh, ghost ship!" And I just like spent the whole like the next hour in that same position trying to find the ghost ship again.
Once we start voting, we cannot make comments. It will be Ian saying
Oh.
game and counting the
Okay.
numbers. We cannot make any comments.
Love it.
Can I go like...
No, no.
Don't you dare!
Respect the process.
Don't you dare! Respect
the process.
Blood couldn't be here, but Blood listened to all of our speeches. Blood deserves some credit for that.
Yeah, come on, Bloodworth. All right, blood wall, please.
And Blood gets to vote.
And Blood gets to vote.
And Blood gets to
Exactly.
vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so voting begins. We ready?
Oh God, no!
Are we ready? All right. Voting begins now.
Okay.
If you want Resident Evil Remake, hold
Wait,
up.
wait.
What?
Wait.
I got everybody close their eyes.
Yes.
Everybody close their eyes.
Man.
Okay.
Everybody close their eyes.
All right, are we ready?
I'm ready.
Eyes closed. Resident Evil Remake. Votes collected. Dark Souls. Votes collected. Metal Gear Solid. Votes collected. GoldenEye 007. Votes collected. Mega Man Legends. Votes collected. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Votes collected. Super Metroid. Votes collected. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Votes collected. Bloodborne. Votes collected. Open your eyes.
Oh man.
Okay. Nobody look at chat. Don't
No
look
one-
at
all
chat.
right,
Don't look at chat.
Turn it off.
Ben's
Don't turn it
turning
off.
He's turning it
Don't
off.
turn it off. Just don't look.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, turn it off.
Least votes, receiving 0 votes. Resident Evil Remake.
Oh no, Huber!
Oh no.
No.
He's got to show up.
We just lost an ally.
Welcome to the real world.
Receiving 1 vote. Dark Souls.
Wow.
Also receiving 1 vote. GoldenEye.
Which
It's
I
you.
get, I gave it one vote.
Also receiving
I'm gonna be back, baby.
1 vote. Mega Man Legends.
Yeah! All right. Give it one. Give it one. Give it one. Give it one.
Interestingly, it wasn't Kyle. I'm just kidding. It wasn't. It was Kyle.
Black Flag got more votes than Goldeneye.
It's on factor. It's on factor.
Receiving 2 votes was Black Flag.
You did too. Okay.
The Dawn factor.
Receiving 3 votes from just me, Bloodborne.
Whoa.
Okay, that makes our final 3: Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Metroid, and Metal Gear Solid. Those are our final 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which you might not be surprised by.
Yes.
Yeah.
Receiving 9 votes: Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Wait, is this in order or no?
Receiving 9 votes:
Oh my.
Super Metroid.
Oh wow!
And our winner, first inductee.
Whoa.
Well, actually, wait. 2 of them are tied, so then
Yeah.
are for sure in Metal Gear Solid, receiving 10 votes.
10 votes! Metal Gear Solid!
So that means that
Oh no.
Super Metroid and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo are tied for 9.
Super battle.
tied
To
the
vote up on Patreon.
They're tied for the second slot in the greats.
The Patreon Super Battle.
So the patrons get to vote for between Super
that's a
Metroid and
battle.
Super
both
Street
on the
Fighter
same
2.
console, Ben.
Perfect.
So good.
I don't.
Such
I,
a good.
I wouldn't know how to vote.
Single player versus multiplayer, man.
Wow.
You know.
Metal Gear Solid, though. Let's hear
Metal
it.
Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Our first.
One of the greats!
One of the greats.
Absolutely confirmed.
Now, anytime we talk about Metal Gear Solid, we have to recognize it as a great.
One of the greats.